Though he's only 6 feet tall, he plays exclusively above the rim. Who is this high-flying Swede with 0 college offers? Let's take a look. Well, we're back in Norrköping, Sweden to talk about a kid who's basically unknown to American college coaches, as are most young players out of Scandinavia. But this is definitely someone who should be on a lot more radars stateside. As always, if you want his full name and contact info, head over to getrecruitedhoops.com and subscribe to our database, which is filled with college-ready hoopers from all over Europe and beyond. All right, so let's get into his strengths first. The main thing I love about this kid is his aggression. Whenever he decides to turn on that motor and attack the basket, he's virtually unguardable. Defenders have a hard time staying in front of him, and he just has a nice soft touch around the rim. Here I liked the offensive awareness to make this little backdoor cut and then a nice reverse layup to finish. And again, here he turns on the jets and just shows off his explosive athletic ability, throwing down a one-handed dunk. Again, he's only 6 feet tall, and he's up there throwing up windmill dunks. I mean, it's truly exceptional vertical ability from this kid. And he's just so dangerous in transition. If he gets out on the break, he's a threat every single time to score. And he doesn't finish the dunk here, but you can just see his head almost touches the rim. And when you have that kind of vertical leaping ability, you immediately become a threat as an interior defender. Despite being only 6 feet, he can get up there and block shots. On-ball defense wasn't really his strongest suit at this exposure event, but he was able to generate a little bit of disruption in the backcourt and get a turnover. This kid averaged 20 points a game on very high efficiency numbers, and a lot of that damage was done from three. I'm not saying he's going to average 40% shooting at the college level, but he'll knock down the looks that he's supposed to. There are a few areas of improvement. Most of it came on the defensive side of the ball. Here, he just didn't really show good defensive awareness and gave up a wide open three on the inbounds. It's not a big deal. This happens sometimes, but you'd just like him to be a little bit more alert. And with his athleticism, I would just like to see a little more aggression defensively. There's no reason guys like this should be dribbling right past him. We know he has the ability, the quickness to get in front of guys like this. It's just a matter of applying the right technique and doing it. And here he's just being way too handsy. He's fouling, basically just holding on to the guy, and still gets beat somehow, which leads to a foul and an opportunity for 2 more points at the free throw line. And in regards to his shooting, while he can knock down these shots, my main problem isn't with his efficiency, but more so with his mechanics and how it's going to translate to American college basketball. His windup is a little bit too slow, and it gives defenders time to challenge his shot when he should have already released the shot. And here's a really good example of that. If he had a quick release, he would have got this shot off well before the defender got a hand up. But because his windup was so slow, it allowed the defender to really affect his shot and force an air ball. And lastly, sometimes we see this with other aggressive athletes. Sometimes they just do a little bit too much, driving into a sea of defenders with no real game plan. And more often than not, that just leads to turnovers. But overall, this is a good prospect to have on your radar. He's raw in some ways, but has lots of potential because of his athleticism. Unfortunately, players of his archetype, undersized guard, but explosive athlete, and not super creative offensively, those guys are a dime a dozen in America. So for that reason, I have him slated as a D2 starter. He can definitely make an impact on a quality D2 program. And who knows, if he's able to clean up his mechanics, shooting the three, and get more comfortable breaking guys down off the dribble and improve his ability as a passer. We didn't really see him make a lot of plays that a point guard would normally make, and he just doesn't have the size to be a shooting guard. But if he can transition into the role of a point guard at the college level, I think he can be a really impactful player on quality D2 programs or low major D1s if he really reaches his potential. Thanks so much for watching, and I encourage you guys to subscribe if you enjoyed this video. College coaches, if you're looking for kids just like this who have not been discovered yet, head over to getrecruitedhoops.com, check out our player database. It's full of kids just like this. You can get contact information, highlights, grades, everything that you need to recruit internationally. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you on the next flight.